The countdown to the first day of school is on, and for some North Texans, it's already here. But our first guest says the key to a smoother school year is having the right systems in place. Here to help us out is Jeanine Bobenmoyer with the City Moms. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Erin. Thanks for having me. I know back to school season, probably one of the most hectic times of year, but hopefully these tips will be helpful for our viewers today.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's talk about it. Why are routines and systems just as important as having the right school supplies?
I mean, this is really going to be such a good way to kick off the school year. And for kids, we all know that routine is super critical. When you're starting to step outside of routine or routine is starting to slack a little bit, it can get a little tough for kids to really kind of dig into that school year. So it's really that first step is getting a good routine in place for your family.
Well, I'm sure there are some families out there who wait until the night before school starts to get organized. That's not uncommon, but when should parents actually begin practicing those new routines to make that transition easier?
Okay, so we like to recommend starting at least a week out from the school year. I will tell you right now, my teen daughter actually took it upon herself this year to start getting up earlier. And I was like, okay, apparently my job here is done. But it's things like that that help kids ease into the new school year. Start getting them up a little bit earlier, have them practice packing their own lunch. I also really like having our entire family get up and actually do the drive routine into school if you drive and maybe don't do the bus, because that way that really helps the kids feel that whole routine from start to finish in the mornings, even
You
before
know
school.
what? And it helps you feel it out too, so you know
I
exactly
know.
how much time it's going to take you to do everything in the
Exactly.
morning.
Exactly. Good test
For
run all
sure.
around.
So can then you break down what a typical family system looks like for the school year? You started with mornings there, so I would love if we could start mornings here as well. Anything to
Yeah.
avoid during that morning rush?
Okay, so my favorite tip for all parents during school year is actually to do a reset the night before. Do a quick
Mm.
10-minute reset. And it's going to be a few different things that you want to look at. But the first one, it really starts with packing the backpack. This is home base for kids all throughout the year. So if you can get the backpack all packed up the night before, you're already one step ahead. Another, pick out the clothes. Maybe hang them up in the kids' closet, maybe lay them out on a desk. But if those are ready to go, the kids just need to grab those in the morning. They know exactly what they're putting on. Another favorite, make that lunch the night before. Tuck that right into the fridge so that it's easy for them to grab as well in the morning. In addition to that, get the water bottle all filled up. Last big thing for that evening routine is get those devices charged. A lot of schools
Mhm.
obviously have devices that you need, whether it's an iPad, it might be some headphones, but make sure those are all charged up so that the next morning there aren't any surprises.
You know what? These are really good tips. I just urge everyone because during that first week, especially for the kids, it's so easy to lay the clothes out and do all the things because it's like, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I can't wait to see my friends, all the things. But actually keeping those systems going throughout the school year is really what's important. And during the day, parents may be either working or taking on other business. But is there anything they should think about during this time of their day regarding the system that they have at home?
Yeah, my biggest tip there would be you want to start really using your family calendar. You might have a digital calendar like an Apple or Google calendar, or maybe you have a visual calendar that you keep at home, just something really big that's up on a wall somewhere. Either way, I love having a calendar system so that the entire family knows exactly what they're expecting from week to week. Everyone's in the loop of things that they need to be prepping for, something like soccer tryouts, a dentist appointment, but really make use of that calendar. Another favorite is even putting on homework time on your family calendar so that everyone knows when they need to be focused on schoolwork.
You know what? I love the idea of a calendar. Like you said, it keeps everybody on track. And when the schedule gets hectic, because after school does come into play, that's a whole nother beast to tackle within itself. And
Yeah.
so how can parents create an effective after school system? Like you said, just what you mentioned, excuse me, homework, activities, dinner,
Yeah.
bedtime, without everyone feeling overwhelmed and rushing in the evening. And it feels like you lose the second half of your day almost.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it is kind of paying attention to that calendar, but The other piece of this is school year is going to have a lot of new. So, a lot of things happening, like maybe your scout troop is starting up again, maybe you have a new sport, you're getting into a new classroom, possibly with some new classmates and friends. So, it's just to give yourself some grace, give your kids some grace that adjustments are going to need to happen. And you might fall off of the routine, and that is absolutely okay. So, just give yourself a little bit of grace while everyone's getting adjusted.
We are all human indeed, and we want to make sure that the routines that we're building are perfect for our family, for our child's personality and learning style, instead of trying to force a one size fits all situation. And would you agree with that? Would you say like lean in and let the kids get involved as well?
Absolutely. Okay, so one of my other favorite things, Erin, when I'm talking about the kids is have the kids take ownership of maybe just like one key thing for their school day prep. I love having the kids actually pack their own lunch. So we've seen this trend all over Pinterest and TikTok where families are taking maybe what they had formatted as a coffee bar and turning that into a lunch station. And some things that you might be able to put out there are an entire container of ice packs in the morning, some containers that have really fun snack items, like little snack containers that they can go ahead and pack for their lunches, water bottles, but also things like having bins in the fridge that have all of their food ready to go for the week. You know, maybe these are some great balanced boxes. These have like cheese, chocolate, a little nuts in them, but things that they can really grab and go to kind of get their own lunch packed during the day. One of my favorite things to have the kids do. Again, when they take ownership over something, then they take pride in it as well.
You are so right indeed. These are fabulous tips and tricks this morning and so timely at that. Great information from you, Jeanine. And if someone wants to learn more, gain resources, where can they find you?
You can find us at thecitymoms.org. We're also on Instagram at thecitymoms. And today on the blog, we have a whole bunch of ideas of picky lunch or lunches for picky kids. So maybe pop
Ooh.
over there and get some more ideas.
I was about to say that would be right up my alley. When I
Yeah,
was a kid, I was a picky eater
yeah,
indeed.
I
Thank
was
you
too.
again.
Yeah, I was too.